Welcome back. The Mock Boys are back. Thank you very
Mock
much for
boys in the
listening and tuning
house.
in
Woo!
to another mock draft. We're back again. The three of us are back in the house. Like I said, we're here for another one to get into the nitty gritty, see who the 49ers are taking, see what the fallout of the Carolina trade is for Sam Darnold. And we're getting into two rounds today, from what I've been told, which is kind of
Spicy.
crazy. I'm probably not ready for it, but how you guys doing tonight? How you doing, Maddie?
Dude, I'm great. I'm so ready for 2 rounds. We're not doing any trades, so this is chalk, as they would say with a little voice crack. But I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. The draft starts at 3, so we already had the first two selections chosen already. So Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson are going 1 and 2. We talked about that pre-show. And Nate, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I was also not necessarily ready for 2 rounds, but I actually am ready. I am so ready for 2 rounds because there's some guys in round two that I think are going to be a lot of fun. So,
Definitely, definitely. So with pick 3, we have the 49ers on the board. They're looking at quarterback, obviously, because they traded up. But, Mac Jones is 3, Trey Lance is 4, but I don't think those are the picks here. I think it's Justin Fields from Ohio State. What do you guys think?
um, I would agree with you. I think it's Justin Fields. I don't believe that Mac Jones is you know, big difference maker for that offense. I don't think he offers a ton of upside, especially for a contending team compared to Jimmy G. I like Mac Jones long term more than Jimmy G, but the 49ers are in win now mode. So they need someone like
You
Justin
don't
Fields who
trade
can
that
just come right.
much to get
Exactly.
up to
Yeah.
3. Yeah, for
You
Mac
know,
Jones. You don't trade that much to get up to 3 for Mac Jones. And we know that. So that's why it's going to be Justin Fields for us because he's a talented quarterback. He's the number one overall prospect coming out, beating Trevor Lawrence in, I think, what it was, Elite 11. So, he's talented, man. He's got a good arm. And up next is the Falcons, and this is a pick that most people have already, and it's pretty chalk for most mock drafts out there, and it's Kyle Pitts. Do you think that's a controversial pick, Nate?
I do. I do think it's a controversial pick, but
Do you think they would take Penei Sewell?
I think is. I mean, I think it's a toss up. Not saying Pitts is not the answer at four, but I mean, I think the league values tackles more than they value tight ends.
All right, I agree with that. And I think Sewell's the best tackle prospect we've seen since Joe Thomas. So,
Ooh,
a little spicy take. But,
okay.
Bengals are up, and Kyle Pitts is on the board for them. This is a little fun mock we're having here, guys. So, what are you doing here? Are we
There's
taking Slater?
I'm going Slater all day.
yeah. I mean, Joe Burrow. I mean, you can grab Chase, you can grab Pitts. That sounds fun, but he's not going to be able to throw to him because he's going to be on his butt the entire game. So you got to get
Did
a
you see
tackle.
what? Did you see what the Cincinnati GM said?
Yeah, but I don't trust
That you,
anything anybody says this month.
he said you can find later round offensive linemen
Yeah, he's
starters.
hoping that Sewell falls to him. I don't trust
Yeah.
anybody this month.
So we're giving Rayshon Slater. So far, these are the first 5 picks. What do you guys think? Comment down below. And remember, if you're not subscribed already, to subscribe because most of our viewers who are watching our mock drafts are actually not subscribed. So if you would not believe that, guys, please do subscribe because it is important to us as we are growing our channel. So up next with the Dolphins pick, this is a fun pick here. This one's pretty easy for me. It's got to be Jamar Chase. What do you guys think?
Bob?
I'm down with that. I know they were talking up Devontae Smith after the Senior Bowl, saying that he was one of the best prospects in this class, in this entire class. But man, Jamar Chase just looks like that true alpha. He showed out at the pro day, showed that he's an absolute specimen, that he's been putting in the work to really shine in the league. So I think Jamar Chase is going to be the first wideout off the board. Um, that's it for me. If we're going wide out here, it's Chase for me.
All right. I don't necessarily think it's Chase, but I think you guys both do, so we'll go with that.
Who would you put there?
I would put Devonta.
You put Devonta Smith.
That's
I mean, I'm gonna
that's
put.
if I was building, if I was the GM and I was building that team, it's only because I don't think Jamar Chase brings a ton of different play style than Devontae Parker and Preston Williams. So if I was building a team, I would want some different play styles. I would want Devonta Smith across from Devontae Parker. But it's not that Jamar Chase is bad. I mean, I think Jamar Chase is an incredible
You
wide receiver, so I'm not against this pick.
you know why I gave him Devonta Smith, right there, because I like it as well, and because it gives my Detroit Lions Jamar Chase.
Sounds about
You know,
right.
this is just a great pick for the Detroit Lions. They need
We're not going
offensive
to look at
weapons.
Nico here.
Nico Collins is an option here. He's 6'4", ran an insane 6'7" 3 cone.
Wow.
That's just unheard of for someone who's 6'4", 215. So Jamar Chase is going to be the pick for the Lions. But up next is the Panthers. They just traded for Sam Darnold. Breaking news. What are your reactions to the Sam Darnold trade, and how does that affect their draft needs, Nate?
I like the trade a lot. I think I think it was a good deal for both teams. I think the Jets got a decent amount of draft capital back. The Panthers didn't spend a lot to get a quarterback that they have relatively cheap for the next 2 years. I think he costs like $16 million next year against the cap, but in today's NFL, that's not a lot, especially with the cap going up next year. So I think it's a good deal on both sides. I don't think it takes the Panthers out of a quarterback at this spot, but also I don't think they need to grab a quarterback. So it's going to be a mystery what they do here at pick 8. Because I could see them looking at a guy like Trey Lance, but also if they believe in Sam Darnold for the next 2 years, then they could pick a weapon for him.
You know what is outrageous right now? That Kyle Pitts has not gone off the board.
Proud to say, Kyle Pitts is still there.
And that just is the best player available in the draft.
Also,
I can't.
I'll tell you what, if the Panthers pick Kyle Pitts at 8 here, you know that Joe Brady has something in his head of how to use Kyle Pitts to the highest advantage. So
Yeah.
it'd be great.
All right, Bob, throwing it to you. Denver Broncos pick. Who are you picking on the defense for them? Or is it going to be a quarterback?
This is
Your choice.
I'm gonna stick to defense. I'm gonna roll with Michael
Really?
Parsons here. Vic Fangio has been looking for a defensive playmaker, especially in the middle linebacking or the linebacker room. And man, Michael Parsons is it. He showed up at his pro day and just killed it. I mean, this guy ran a 4.36 as a 6'3" linebacker, 245, just an absolute animal. I don't think there's any way he slides past the Broncos if he even makes it there. I could see him going to Carolina. I could see him going, anywhere on the board up to this point, honestly, outside of that first couple picks. But, man, I like that pick. I like that fit. It gives that defense a really awesome linebacker weapon to use in a multitude of ways, and Vic Fangio will. So,
Yep, for sure.
So talk about this next pick, Bob.
It's an easy pick, I think.
Patrick Surtain is easily the best fit for the Dallas Cowboys, solely because he'll help out not only in pass defense but also in run support. The Cowboys were one of the worst run defending teams last year, even though they have arguably one of the better linebacking cores and one of the better defensive lines. But their corners, their safeties just haven't been pitching into that. But Patrick Surtain is a perfect run support option. I wouldn't even call him the best corner in this class anymore. We'll talk about him in a minute, probably. But Patrick Surtain is probably the best fit here solely because of that run supportability that none of the other corners in this class even offer. There are some people talking about that he's only going to be a nickel corner. And when we want to dive into fantasy, if he's a nickel corner, Patrick Surtain's going to be a number one DB in fantasy football because of his tackle ability and coverage ability. But I think it's a smash pick for them. If they get Surtain at 10, that's awesome for them.
Yep. All right.
So,
Bob, where are you going with the Giants? Because they got to go defense because they just they just drafted a wide receiver. They believe in Daniel Jones, right? So they got to go defense, right?
They could. They could.
Or are you thinking offensive line?
I would lean towards the line personally, but I think it's kind of a reach here. Unless you're looking at Elijah Vera Tucker would be the only one I'd look at here. I think he's the best guard. Could be a tackle if you wanted to be, but I think he's the best interior defensive or interior offensive line, in the class. And I think he's a pretty solid pick here. For corner, if you're going to go corner, J.C. Horn's the pick for me. He fits that scheme. He fits what they want to do on defense. If you're going to go edge, Jalen Phillips is the pick for me. So I think they go either O-line, edge, or corner for me. But that's where I'm at.
What you going with, Bob? What you going with? Come on. Okay, we're
man,
going with J.C.
Horn.
I gave it for him. I picked it. J.C. Horn is my corner one in the class, but Patrick Surtain to the Cowboys is a scheme fit that just works a little better for me. The Eagles are up next on the clock. They have a needed wide receiver. Jalen Waddle is still available. Rashad Bateman's available. I'm notorious for mocking Rashad Bateman over Jalen Waddle. People call me crazy. What do you think about this pick, Nate? I'm going to let you make it.
Okay, so there's a couple ways I think they can go here. I do kind of like the idea of going on the defense, but at the same time, that wide receiver room is rough. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting some like Deshaun Jackson vibes from Jalen Waddle to the Eagles. But, if they're going to believe in Hurts, and we get that vibe because they traded down, that they're not looking for a quarterback this year, they're going to go in on Hurts for at least 1 year and see what happens. I could see them spending a high pick here at wide receiver. We know that they would pick Devonta or Jamar Chase if they fell this far. And there's been some rumors that Jalen Waddle could actually be the first wide receiver off the board. The NFL seems to like him a lot. We know how the NFL gets with, really fast, speedy guys like him. So I'm saying Waddle here. We're going to see some Deshaun Jackson vibes coming out of Philadelphia after this pick.
I have two questions with that pick.
All right.
Aren't Jalen Waddle and Jalen Reagor also the same name, but also similar players? And then shouldn't they go offensive line here?
I mean, they could, but hey, this is a fun mock right here.
This is supposed to be fun, Bob.
Jalen Reagor, I think they would want to play the X more. Okay. I believe in the offseason last year, they had him start learning Deshaun Jackson's role, but then they switched him to the X for a little bit. They pulled like a J jaw with him and kind of messed him up. After they said they weren't going to do that, they did it anyway. So Jalen Reagor has the physicality to be an X, and if they have Jalen Waddle as the Z, then I think Reagor could, be a good X and stretch the field, but be that chain mover too. So we'll see. I liked Reagor last year. I like Waddle this year. I think they're both pretty good wide receivers.
Okay.
There we go. Offensive tackle. Thank you, Maddie.
Maddie, I think you're muted. Buddy.
He's a great offensive tackle prospect out of Oklahoma State. Impressive wingspan, great arm length. He has a good anchor. When I watched his tape, I was actually very impressed. Tevin Jenkins can play right tackle or left tackle in the NFL. You're gonna hope he's a left tackle, but he's my best offensive tackle on the board here. Christian Darrisaw is a thought, but when it comes to it, it had to be Tevin Jenkins for me, so I had to make this pick.
Can I kind of make a kind of crazy pick here at the Vikings?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to tell you guys, if the Vikings decide that they want to cut Kirk Cousins next year, they can do it and only have $10 million against the cap. Only $10 million against the cap. And I mean, I appreciate Kirk Cousins for who he is, but he's not going to win your Super Bowl most likely unless you have an incredible defense. If he is here, I could totally see the Vikings taking Trey Lance, letting him sit for a full year, and then unleashing him next year with Justin Jefferson and some other weapons. Man, that could be exciting. I think Trey Lance could be a really good NFC North quarterback too. I feel like he could just when he runs the ball, he's physical. I feel like, and he has that big arm, so he can play in the snow games and stuff. I could see it.
He'd run all over the Packers, so that's all you
Oh
need.
yeah,
I
like
he'd
this pick.
slaughter
I think
us.
it'd be exciting.
I lean that way too. I believe he's a Minnesota kid too, so I think there's that nostalgia factor
Staying up
coming
north.
home. Personally, now we move on to Mac Jones to the Pats. I think that's going to be one of the interesting picks of the draft because he's going to be comped to Tom Brady all day long. My bold prediction for a trade in this draft is the Patriots trading all the way up to number 4 with Atlanta to trade up for Trey Lance.
Oof,
that's my bold prediction for the draft. And my thinking is I really think Bill wants to modify that offense a bit to play that run style, that new quarterback running style game. And that's why Cam Newton's found a home up there. It could just be him working with what he's got and using the strength of his players that he has, like Bill does. But if it's any indication of where he wants to go in the future, maybe a more mobile quarterback. He's played Watson, he's played Jackson, and these guys have given him fits. Honestly, they've lost more often than not, but they've competed really well, and I wonder if that's rubbed off on him and he sees where the league might be going.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Cardinals. The Cardinals are upset that they couldn't grab J.C. Horn. Every single time J.C. Horn drops to the Cardinals, they're so happy, but not this draft.
Do you want to talk about this, guys? The pick coming up. My internet is a little fuzzy, so I'm gonna let you guys talk about it. Who are they gonna pick and why?
Bob, you think there's any cornerbacks left that are good enough for this spot?
If Caleb Farley didn't just undergo back surgery, which I guess his back has been kind of a recurring issue for him, corner for me is not an option, which really sucks because they need one. But they can probably find pretty good value in the second round. It's a deep corner class, but it's very top heavy. And then that second tier is 10 players long. So I think there's a good chance they find some value in the second. But man, I really want to go offensive line here. Again, Elijah Vera Tucker staring me in the face. They don't really I don't think there's any wide receivers to look at anymore outside of Bateman. Yeah. But I think he would fit that scheme. But I really think they're going to rock and roll with what they got this year again. For me, I'm tantalized by Elijah Vera Tucker.
Do you think there's any chance? Well, I think that Tucker is a good pick there. And I know that it wasn't listed as a need for the Cardinals. Do you think there's any chance they would go edge, like Jalen Phillips? I mean, it looks like they're trying to solidify their defense this offseason.
Yeah. Well, and they should, by all means, address that defense because that was such a component of why they really tapered off towards the end of the season. Their defense wasn't able to, prevent the other team from scoring, and the offense couldn't get into rhythm. It's just a matter of, that defense really let them down. They add J.J. Watt, which I think is going to change that locker room. They're going to be a heck of a lot more wanting to put in the work, much like, not to the same extent, but the same way Tom Brady went and changed that Tampa Bay locker room from a losing culture to a winning culture overnight. I think that's kind of the way they go. I think Jalen Phillips would be an awesome pick. They're weak at edge. They have Chandler Jones coming back from injury, who if I had to guess, I think he's going to be probably pretty washed. He's coming back from an Achilles or an ACL, so it's not like a weak injury.
Yep.
So you look at that line, Jalen Phillips he's shaping up to be my edge one in this class. The only issue with him is those dang concussions have been an issue. But again, it's like, if you're drafting to win a Super Bowl or if you're drafting to play it safe and win games, Jalen Phillips is the difference there. And that injury concern is something that you kind of gotta, anybody, any play could, ram their head into somebody and be done for their career. So I never walk again, not to get all dark, but that's the reality. So
what the hell, Bob?
What?
Next up is the Raiders, and they have a need of offensive tackle. My top offensive tackle on the board is Christian Darrisaw. I think that's a pretty chalk pick. What do you think about that, Nate?
Sure, sounds good to me. They have a lot of needs, I think, on both sides of the ball. So
up here is a great pick for Jalen Phillips. What do you think, Bob?
I don't hate it. I don't think he necessarily fits their
He was probably going to say like their scheme. That seems like a Bob thing to say.
Yeah, as Bob is frozen, let's just not give them Jalen Phillips, and let's give them a running back for fantasy purposes,
Sure,
as
let's
we
give
are
him
doing
Najee.
a run. Yeah, we are doing a fantasy draft after this draft, so we have to make sure that we have running backs
scheme.
available
I
to
think they're
pick.
kind of
So,
set at edge in a way.
oh,
Nope.
there he
Um,
is.
It's all gonna come out now. All right. Well,
I'm gonna remove Bob from the stream for a minute.
yeah, let him
So it's
come
just
back.
Nate and I. But yeah, so up next is the Washington football team. I got the name right this time. Um, let's not give them an offensive tackle because I don't like Cosme at this point. The only one I might consider is Brady Christensen, who's a reach at offensive tackle because he's just an athlete. But this is my favorite fit, and it's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah
Yep.
behind that defensive
Ooh,
line.
be so good.
He
Solidify
would
an
be
already top defense.
he's Jeremy Chin, but better in that defense. It'd be nice.
I like it.
As we've lost Bob, this pick up next is going to be one that is going to be an offensive tackle or a wide receiver. I think it should be Rashad Bateman for fantasy purposes. Nate, would you like that fit?
I mean, it's a decent fit fantasy wise. I don't think there's a lot of volume to split between Rashad Bateman, Allen Robinson, and Mooney. I don't think the Bears would go wide receiver in the first. I just don't think it's as much of a need for them. I think they're pretty happy with Allen Robinson. He's done so much with a ton of targets, and Mooney is exciting. Mooney could definitely thrive, as a wide receiver 3 if they drafted a guy first round, but I just don't think the need's there. I think they have to go offensive tackle. And in my opinion, I could see him going with a guy like Leatherwood. I think he kind of fits that, Bears offensive line, the style that they play. He's came out really athletic, so I think
Yeah,
he has
he's a great
surprised some
prospect.
people. Yeah,
And if he doesn't play offensive tackle, he can easily play guard. And at pick 20, you're not mad if your offensive tackle switches to guard.
yeah. I think
So
Leatherwood would be an incredible right tackle. So
yeah, exactly. I really think that's a good pick. I think I'm a lot higher on Leatherwood than the Draft Network is as well. So with this next pick, the Colts are on the clock, and this is a pick where I want to give for fantasy purposes because we already have Michael Pittman Jr. Let's add another wide receiver, and let's add Rashad Bateman this time. Give them two good wide receivers for Carson Wentz, and then T.Y. Hilton's your slot. What do you think about that, Nate? No?
no, once again, I'm against it. I think Michael Pittman and they got T.Y. Hilton. They also have Paris Campbell, who's playing the slot. I think they've been pretty happy with him. They came out last week and said that they
So
really like
T.Y.
Campbell
Hilton
still.
could be your wide receiver four.
I mean, I just think the way the Colts build their team, they care more about the offensive line, and
But
also I
there's
just
not a
really
good.
like
I
Rashad
don't think
Bateman to the
there's.
next pick, man. I just really like
I
Rashad
don't.
Bateman to the next pick.
Okay. I don't think there's a good enough offensive lineman, so I think they'll go interior defensive lineman, which
I
they
could see
value a
that.
lot as well. And
Yep.
it's going to be Christian Barmore.
Whew.
That's a fire pick because Christian Barmore is my top interior defensive lineman for this
By
class.
far.
Do you have anything you want to say, Bob, if you're able to, on Christian Barmore?
I hate my internet.
Don't we
That's all
all?
I have to say. I with
We all do.
no kidding with Barmore. I like the pick. I wish he would have gone Bateman because I really like that for fantasy. I think that's where Nate wants to go here to Tennessee instead. I still think it's intriguing and don't mind the pick, but yeah, I think so far I'm not big on Leatherwood personally, but whatever. Maddie likes him for some reason. But he's probably an upgrade over what they have, so I'll give it that. I mean, their line is terrible. I know
I just think
we're not huge PFF fans, but they were all unrated on PFF out of the entire league. They're not even on the board. They're bottom out of the top 50 when there's only 30 starting at each position. But moving on.
Yep, I love Bateman.
We don't even have to talk about we don't
great
even
Corey
have to
Davis
talk
replacement.
about that. It's so good. It's a great replacement. Up next is the Jets. They need a lot of things here. What do you think they're going to do? Travis Etienne would be good in that zone offense. He would be a home run fit, but you don't go running back in this kind of rebuild this early. So I think it would be an edge. I think it would be Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips fits what San Francisco likes in their edges, and that's who their head coach is their defensive coordinator. So I totally butchered his name, but he's a good edge for this team. And if he didn't have the concussion injury history, he'd go earlier. So they're gonna go Jalen Phillips. Up next is the Steelers, and I think their top need would be offensive tackle, but it says corner. My top corner in a cover 3 defense would be Greg Newsome. They play a cover 3 blitz scheme. So it would be Greg Newsome for me. What do you think about that one, Bob? Do you think that it should be this guy, or do you think it should be Travis Etienne?
I don't think there's any way they go running back first round. I think that's something they'll pass off to the second or third round. Worry about that on day 2. I think they need to go offensive line, or I'm not big on the corner group there personally, but that offensive line group is looking kind of skippy now too. We've hit on them pretty well so far. It's tough for me, man. I'm not opposed to Newsome. He'd probably be the top one for me. Like I said, with Farley having his back injuries and whatnot, that's scary. That's probably going to push him to day 2, in all honesty.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see him come off the board in round 2. But I think it's going to be Samuel Cosmi. Let's give him Cosmi. He scored really well athletically. He just fits a Steelers need. So up next is the great Jacksonville Jaguars with Urban Meyer. This is a pick I like to give him a lot. Rondale Moore is not leaving the first round in my eyes. So this is going to be Rondale Moore, and this is my pick I make. So roast me, guys. Hate it, but, Urban Meyer sees the talent. Urban Meyer knows the talent. He's been destroyed by him before. Why not give him the talent in the NFL to let Trevor Lawrence loose? I like the fit personally.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think he, a lot of people have been saying that Chenault is the new Curtis Samuel, but I think Chenault is the X, and I think Chark is the Z, and I think that Rondale Moore would be great as the Y, the slot receiver. So I'm all about it. And then I think the Browns go edge here.
Yep, Bob, you want to give him an edge?
Yeah, let me look at what we got. I personally, I struggle with Kwity Paye and Azeez Ojulari here. They're very different players, but they're both very raw in the other aspect of their game. Azeez Ojulari is better on the pass rushing side, but not great in run defense. Kwity Paye is the flip of that. Very good in run defense, not as good as a rusher. But you put him against on the other side of, I break it down as I look who I want on the other side of Myles Garrett. To me, that'd be Azeez Ojulari. I just think, having a speed pass rusher on that side of Garrett, who's more of that power, mix, that'd be fair for me. And then I think Kwity Paye to the Ravens right after that is an interesting and also good pick.
I did not mean to double click it, Nate. I'm sorry. I meant to give you your pick. But Kwity Paye to the Ravens is still a good fit. He's a big pass rusher with a big body, and he fits what they like in their pass rushers. I think Nate would be happy with that pick, regardless.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not upset.
I'm sorry. That did not mean to happen. But Kwity Paye still is a good fit. They should really fix that feature. But Greg Newsome right here would be a good cornerback for the Saints. He fits what they want, or they could go Caleb Farley and surprise people. But I think it would be Greg Newsome as a safe pick. He's a good cover 3 corner.
I'm fine with that.
That's what they want. He can play man when they need.
Don't double click.
Who are they taking?
I want to make. Show me the wide receivers. Get away from the running back.
Terrace.
I'm gonna roll with Terrace Marshall here. I have a tough time.
This is great for our fantasy draft. This is going to be so good for our fantasy landing spots.
I was going to pick him for the Ravens. So
Oh, sorry.
How that works out.
Sorry.
No, you have Sammy
Sorry, bub.
Watkins. He's
You
great.
got Sammy Watkins now, so
For 4
Just wait to see what
games.
wide receiver I pick in the second round. We'll see.
Ooh, Nico? Is it Nico?
Nico
Collins. How is he
Collins.
rated
Nico
70
Collins.
overall by Draft Network? What is that?
He's a good wide receiver, I'm telling you. Spicy. But this is a good pick right here for the
I hate
for our
it.
fantasy draft. For our fantasy draft.
I hate
It's
it.
not a good pick.
It's not a good pick for the mock draft, though.
It's not a good pick
think
for
they need a
fantasy
linebacker.
either. Their problem's their line, not their running backs.
I think they personally need a linebacker too.
They don't need a linebacker. They have Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano.
Mm-hmm.
Two
Yeah, but
young
don't they
starting
play like
quality linebackers.
Don't they play a 4-3 and they have like who's their third? I don't know. But I know that linebacker was previously listed as a need. I think they need interior defensive linemen as well as offensive linemen. Let's go to the top interior linemen. Landon Dickerson's my top center. Wyatt Davis is my top interior offensive lineman. Who do you think? Do you think they need a center more than a guard?
I mean, you could always kick a center out the guard, in my opinion, but I don't know. I think Dickerson's probably the play for me. I think they need help anywhere on that interior line, in my opinion.
I go
And to
Wyatt
address-
Davis here.
Really? Oh, I'm lower on him personally.
We went Wyatt Davis.
I see that. That's
Higher
fine.
on Wyatt Davis too. I love Wyatt Davis. He's a mauler.
It seems like he would fit the Bills, Just seems like it would work.
Yeah, he definitely would. He fit the Josh Allen running scheme. Like, I'd love to see Josh Allen just power through behind Wyatt Davis on the left side. You could just plug him at left guard for the next 10 years if you needed. So that's a great pick. The next pick up here is the Chiefs. If Rondale Moore didn't go to the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'd give them to the Chiefs and just see chaos ensue. But this is going to be an offensive tackle, I think. They cut both of theirs this offseason, so let's give them one. Who's it going to be? Snip, snap, snip. Let's go, Bob.
I'd roll Dylan Radunes for me personally.
All right.
I like that.
Whoever
He's
the best
athletic,
one
he's
is
raw.
available to anybody else, that's the one they pick. They need one. They got decimated by injuries in their playoff run or Super Bowl run, and they lost a ton of their old line in free agency. So
I just want to know why do the Bucks apparently need a wide receiver? Because they got Chris Godwin, they got Mike Evans, and then they got Tyler Johnson and Scotty Miller as the 3 and 4.
they
in some order.
lost AB.
They haven't even technically lost him yet. He hasn't signed anywhere else yet. So
No. Butter.
Up next is the Bucks. I think it's going to be interior offensive lineman. They're going to need to protect Brady, continue to protect him. They have Ryan Jensen as a center, so they're good at center.
He's not good. He's not good, though.
What?
He's not good.
What? That is slander,
No.
Bob. That is complete
I know it.
slander. We will
Sorry.
not stand for that.
That's slander.
Ryan
Sorry.
Jensen is a great center. Tom Brady.
Yeah, when he's not throwing the ball off to over Tom's head and off to the side and everywhere else in the backfield, almost giving up games.
So let's give them Landon Dickerson and kick him to guard. I think that is the top interior
Jensen to
offensive
guard.
lineman on the board. Or Jensen to guard, whoever you want.
Either way.
But I think that's a good pick. Landon Dickerson's so athletic. He was doing cartwheels behind Mac Jones during the pro day just because.
that was pretty
up
awesome.
Up next is the Jaguars, and this is a pretty good pick, I think, and it's a Michigan man to the Ohio State head coach, Jalen Mayfield. He's my top offensive tackle left. I don't like Liam Eichenberg as much as I like Jalen Mayfield's potential. I think that this is a top day 2 pick.
yeah, and Mayfield's a young guy with lots of room to develop. So about it.
Yeah. Yep. Up next, Caleb Farley, I think, should be the Jets pick. It fits what they want in their defense. He's tall. He fits that Richard Sherman role that they need in their defense. Let him recover.
That's my comp
They have
for
time.
him.
Yeah, and they have time to let him recover. So let's let them fix his back, and he'll play in a year. So Caleb Farley to the Jets makes so much sense there. I love it. Their window's not yet, so give it time. What's up? your pick for the
Javonte Williams,
Falcons.
right here. Do it. It works. It's perfect for the new coach.
Bob hates it.
I know it seems like a fantasy football pick, and it probably is, but they got Matt Ryan. They got to win. You got to pick a running back. You got to make something happen.
All right, quick. At Edge, who do you want, Bob?
This is the Dolphins now.
Yeah, Edge or linebacker.
Honestly,
you could go Jamin Davis.
Who did we go in the first for Miami? We went
Najee
receiver.
Harris and Devonta Smith.
Give them Joseph Osai is the pick for me. I think that's an awesome fit, awesome scheme fit. That hybrid outside linebacker edge. He'll be awesome. He'll need some developing. Flores is just the guy to get it done.
I'm giving the Eagles Jamin Davis. He's a first round tools prospect. He's very raw still, but he's something that the Eagles will like. Going up next is a interesting pick. I think it could be wide receiver. I think it could be interior offensive lineman. Kadarius Toney could be a good slot wide receiver here, but they already have Tyler Boyd, but he could play inside or outside if he wanted to. I think that they should go for a center here. I think that Creed Humphrey would be great here. What do you think?
I think it's a smart move. I think it's a smart move. Just go all in on the offensive line. You can get weapons in year 3, 4, 5 for Joe Burrow.
Definitely. I think that this is where Brady Christensen should come off the board. They need an offensive tackle. He is so uber athletic, man. He tested out of the world. He's a great prospect, and that's who Matt Rule's kind of trying to draft. He's trying to draft just athletes. So I think that Brady Christensen would be a good person to protect Darnold for the future. Up next for the Broncos, do we go Davis
cornerback?
Mills? Do we go Davis Mills? No, we're gonna go corner. And I think that it could be Aaron Robinson. He would be one of my guys for their defense, or Kelvin Joseph. I don't know who Bob is thinking, but
I like Aaron
I'm gonna
Robinson.
Let him pick it.
I like Robinson as well.
Yep.
I do too. So up next is the Lions. They just signed a lot of corners. They don't really need a corner. So I'm going to pick for them, and it is going to be Zaven Collins, Bob's linebacker 5. And this is an interesting pick, but he makes sense there in that defense. And if they switch to a 4-3, but they're going to be playing a lot of dime defense, so look out for that. Zaven Collins is a good sub-package linebacker, and he makes sense for the Lions. He can rush a passer, or he can cover, but not too good at coverage, I would say, at the NFL level. He's going to have to grow at that. Up next, I love Jason Oweh to the Giants. What do you think?
I think I like that one. I don't know about Bob, but
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Always going to need
0
some
sacks.
time. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's going to need some time to really get into it. But he is the type of guy I think that Joe Judge would like there. But yeah, and moving on to the 49ers, a team that's, just knocking on the door of, you like Quinn Miners. I don't mind it. I don't mind Quinn Miners. They could use some inside offensive line
safety
help.
Here.
Ooh,
We haven't had any safeties gone yet. No safeties gone for the board yet.
Fine.
You have a safety over Trayvon Moehrig. Come on, Bob.
I have like 4 safeties over Trayvon Moehrig.
Grant.
He is
Richie
over
Grant
Trayvon
is one of my
Moehrig.
top safeties as well. But Trayvon Moehrig is my top free safety.
Jamar Johnson, Indiana, safety 1.
I have him as around 3 grade, but I like it.
Don't matter.
Why don't we give Richie Grant to the Cowboys here?
Because they need interior defensive linemen.
Well, it's not like there's a ton of those guys around.
Is Davion Nixon still on the board?
He is, and he is so perfect
Davion
for
Nixon.
them, Bob. Thank you.
Davion Nixon. IDL 1. 2.
Here, Bob. I'll let you talk about this one. Pat Fryermuth. Do you want this one to happen yet, or do you want him to fall to this one?
I want him to fall.
Yeah, he's falling, man. He's falling.
We are not giving them Brevin Jordan.
That guy
Brevin
sucks.
Jordan's not going in the second round. He's
Brevin Jordan is going in the second round.
We are giving them Jamar Johnson or Richie Grant, Bob. Which one?
Um,
Safeties.
That
Big Ten,
man,
Jamar Johnson.
yeah, give him Jamar Johnson. I'm not. Yeah, I'm
All
fine
right.
with that. That's a good fit.
I think that Nick Bolton makes sense here if they want to go linebacker. Baron Browning also makes a lot of sense. Baron Browning fits their toolsy 6'3",
Yep.
245 big
Patriots
guy.
love bad
So
linebackers, so
yeah, so let's go Baron Browning. You know, edge here for me would be the pick. Joe Tron is a good guy. He lines up all over the place. He's not my top guy though. I think Gregory Rousseau would be a good pick here. He
Russo
can
is
develop
a
a lot.
stupid value here, honestly. And I'm not high on
Good.
Russo.
Let's go back to linebacker and pick up Nick Bolton for the Raiders. I think that it's a good scheme fit. Going up here, Travis Etienne to the Cardinals. I think it makes a lot of sense.
What,
Do you think that?
they need a running back, but they also really need a corner, man.
Do you see the corners
Yeah.
available? Do you really want to go Eric Stokes or Calvin Joseph?
Eric
over
Stokes
Travis
just
Etienne?
seems like a Cardinal. Come
The
on.
impact that Travis Etienne has on the team versus
Yeah,
a corner
honestly,
like that.
I get it. Let's do
Etienne
it.
Travis
shouldn't be
Etienne for
here.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's take him.
So the Dolphins need a linebacker. Jabril Cox or Pete Werner makes a lot of sense here. Good size, good speed, but I know
No,
Bob
no,
is
no, no,
shaking
no,
his
no,
head.
no, 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 no. He can stay. I don't think he's ready to go yet. He needs. Who are we
We're
looking
not
at?
ready to take him yet.
No, we're not ready to take him yet.
All right, let's grab
okay.
Jabril, man.
But
I
Bob
don't
doesn't
mind
like
Jabril.
Bob
Jabril.
doesn't like Jabril.
I would honestly, I would go with Cameron McGrone over Jabril personally, as a player.
You did it.
It's gonna look like a reach, but I think he's a better scheme fit.
Oh, hey, we know where this pick is. Come on. Kyle Trask. It's gonna happen. It's meant to be.
God.
No,
It's meant to be.
no. He's to the Bears. Come on.
Oh,
They're gonna go safety here, and they're gonna go Richie Grant.
All right. I mean, it
To-
seems like
to
a
pair with
Washington
Cameron
football
Curl.
team thing to do.
it's gonna be a
Cameron
crowded
Crowe broke
room.
out last year,
Landon
Like-
Collins, dude.
but
Why you,
Landon
why
Collins
you,
tore his Achilles
why you breaking my heart like that?
because he tore his Achilles, man. If they go
He's only
offensive tackle, which
26.
I think they should go offensive tackle. They should go Spencer
Okay.
Brown. He's a project. So I'm going to give him Spencer Brown instead of arguing about which safety or corner to take. Let's go for Kyle Trask here, like Nate said. Kyle Trask to the Bears. They need a quarterback. It's their top need. Kellen Mond or Kyle Trask. Flip a coin. Which one, Nate?
Honestly, I feel like the Bears would totally go after Kellen Mond. It just seems like
that. I think that's funny.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's do it. Cornerback for the
No.
Titans.
This is where Brevin Jordan goes, man. The John Smith replacement.
Oh,
No,
God.
we are not giving Brevin Jordan a second round grade. We are not.
I'm giving Brevin Jordan the second round grade.
Did you see how he ran like a 4.7?
Dude, everyone either ran a 4.7 or a 4.3. There was no in between this year.
But a 4.7 is just bad, man. That's like not. That's just not good. I think that they go Pat Fryermuth, but that would ruin Bob's dream.
That would ruin all of our dreams.
I think if they need to fix their defense because they went offense first round. Let's give them Richie Grant to play safety alongside. Is he a free safety or a strong safety more so, Bob?
He's a
I think
free.
he falls towards. Really, I think he falls towards like a box.
No,
just
he's
the
a
middle of
free.
the field. Okay, so is Javon Holland a free safety as well?
Yeah, I'm not. I am very low on Javon Holland, personally.
Okay, so let's go for a corner because they need one. Who's your top one on the board, Bob? Is it Efite Melifonwu?
No, dude, I actually really like Asante Samuel Jr. personally, but I know nobody else does. But I like him.
Yeah, nobody does. Calvin Joseph. Let's give him Asante Samuel because Bob said.
Easy pick here.
Another guy who makes a lot of sense to replace somebody here. Who's the easy pick, Nate?
Oh, it's Pat Fryermuth, man. He shores up even a even better offensive line. I mean, just adds to that
Man,
strength. Plus, he is just a
I'm
fantasy
just I'm
god
trolling.
there, and
it's just
Carson Wentz.
poetic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's poetic.
So, cornerback Eric Stokes fits this defense. It's got to be Eric Stokes. I don't think a running back is there that they'll take.
All
So,
right.
it's gonna hurt our fantasy mock, but let's start taking some good players off the board for our fantasy drafts. Uh, they need a lot of things, Bob. Who are you mocking to the Seahawks?
What's the edge room look like right now?
It is right here, man.
Oh, really?
Janarius Robinson would be my pick for them. Or
Ooh,
Carlos Basham.
that's rough. I would probably lean. Quincy Roche is actually pretty undersold, but I think I lean Basham
Yeah, I like Basham.
if we go
I think he
edge.
fits their defense.
Let's do it.
Let's get them Liam Eichenberg to protect Matthew Stafford. He's a value. Nate, who do you want for your Ravens here?
Oh man. See, I'm
Nico.
not really feeling any of the wide receivers
Nico
here.
Collins.
Maybe one, but like, man, there's just
Yeah,
so
you're
much.
feeling Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Not Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, this is a hard spot because I feel like
Oh, you like Daz Newsome. I know you do.
I do like Daz Newsome, but not here.
Did you
Man,
see his grade? He scored like a 2 on his athletic grade. So,
man, see, this
but
the guys I wanted didn't drop to me. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
It's
they
okay.
did, and then Maddie double clicked. So
I'm taking Richie Grant here
Ooh.
Okay. I like
'Cause-
that.
Ooh.
I think the Ravens, they take best player available, and I think Richie Grant's one of the best players available. And not that the safeties were bad. I like Chuck Clark. I like Deshaun Elliott, but throwing Richie Grant in there, I think it just helps the team out. I think that's what
He's better than both those guys.
How about this next pick? Kadarius Toney to the Browns.
I mean, it's something. I mean, yeah, sure.
What about they need IDL, Jalen Twyman. I know you like
Jalen
yourself some
Twyman.
Jalen Twyman.
He didn't. I'm not going to put him in the second round. I would go
No,
Tommy Togiai.
Then
I
I
think
hate
that
Tommy Tagai.
I
He is not good. Sorry.
I
I
think
got
that he fits
aggressive.
their scheme. I think he fits their scheme. I think that he is fine. He has a nasty punch. So don't. What's up, Bob?
Out of 100 players
Ooh,
that I pulled college production snapshots on, anybody care to guess where Tommy Tagai ended up?
92.
Maddie, do you have a guess?
100.
100. Number 100. Dead ass last. And like, okay, that doesn't mean everything, especially for an IDL, but like you look at Jalen Twyman, who Tommy Tagai was at 5.5. Jalen Twyman, 12.1. Christian Barmore had 10. Davion Nixon was 17.8. So I just have a tough time getting behind a guy with no production in college, personally.
If you want to go wide receiver here, I think it's Dimey Brown. I think Dimey Brown could fit that offense because all right, sorry.
Done.
I thought we were talking about the Browns still, so
Him too.
guess he fits the Saints. All right, we're quick with that one. It's whatever.
I thought you were talking about the Saints. He does fit the Saints offense, so in my mind, Dimey Brown does.
Oh yeah, because I mean
he
Michael
was
Thomas
fine.
is playing the X, Dimey Brown can play
Yeah.
the Z, and Rondell Moore's the slot. I mean, we don't have to believe in
Mhm.
Traquan Smith. It's fine.
True. Nobody does. Shouldn't anymore.
Also, if Winston's out there throwing to all three of those guys, woo.
Who are you taking
Woof.
here, Bob?
I mean, you want to look at defense?
Yep.
What?
I think that Nolan Fowl
man.
would make sense here.
I'm fine with that. I don't hate it.
from Syracuse.
He's probably gonna be their third string, but
Yeah, but he has time to grow,
or
and
slot.
that's awesome.
Sure.
He wouldn't be he's tall. He's 6'2", 6'3".
Chaz Surratt, don't do anything. Stop moving.
You don't
Please.
want Jabril Cox?
No, I want Chaz Surratt.
Okay,
If this
well,
happens,
I'm gonna give
I will buy a jersey the next day.
Mm.
I love Chaz Surratt. Big fan of Chaz Surratt. And nobody's talking about
Nico
him.
Collins. Nico Collins.
I mean, I'm definitely seeing a wide receiver. I don't think that Nico is the Chiefs wide receiver. I mean,
He's 6'4", Nate.
I'd more expect someone like
way too
Kadarius
tall.
Toney or
Nico.
Elijah. Exactly. He's I'd expect Toney or more.
I lean Tony.
Not another slot. Not another
I
slot
could also
receiver.
see Amon-Ra St. Brown or Tyler.
They just got rid of Sammy Watkins, who's their ex. Well, not really, because
They don't really have an X.
But could you imagine a 6'4" pass catcher runs a 4.42?
I mean, there's a lot of guys who are 6'4" and run a 4.42.
Exactly.
They're not all
Could
good.
you imagine
though.
one in the Chiefs offense? And Nico Collins can run block, which is awesome.
Okay, if Brevin Jordan's not getting a second round grade, neither is Nico Collins in this draft.
What?
I second that
This
notion.
is different. Okay, I have to.
You can go
I have to
Jabril Cox
disagree
here.
because
I think
as much as it hurts me to go Jabril Cox,
it fits. All right. Yes, Michael Carter. Let's do it. Let's get
Oh
it.
we
my
ended it with
land.
Michael Carter. So 101 in
embarrassment
a
of
super flex mock draft, we are going. I'm going on the clock. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence with a 101. Nate, who are you taking with a
We're doing this
102?
now. I'm
Yep.
taking Justin Fields.
Okay.
I would be forced into Wilson, I think, here.
All right. So, I would go Jamar Chase because I'm a Lions fan. I think that's a good pick with the fourth pick. So, who are you going with the fifth?
With the fifth, man, there's just, man. Is this tight end premium?
Yep.
Nope.
Yep. It is 1.5.
All right, I'm taking Kyle Pitts.
Gotcha.
Fine. Whatever. I think that puts
Bob,
me...
we're on a schedule here.
This is Superflex, right? Superflex
Yeah.
tight end premium now?
Yep.
I'm going to go with... too much pressure. I'm going to go Najee.
All right.
Okay, I am going with Mac Jones for the New England Patriots.
I'm taking Trey Lance.
It's back to me again
Probably
already.
good.
Jesus.
Yep.
Already.
I'm gonna smash Travis Etienne on the Cardinals.
Okay, I like that pick. Second round pick coming up. I'm going Rondale Moore to the Jacksonville Jaguars. If he schemes open in there, I like it.
All right. So, I mean, I can just pick up Devonta Smith at this point. That's great. I'll do
Yep.
it.
I didn't see him
Don't
on the.
put me
I did
back.
not. Okay, don't quote me on that. I don't have Devonta Smith over Rondale Moore. I just thought he had already been picked. But yeah, let's go with Rondale Moore over Devonta Smith for now.
I'll take since we're going tight end premium. I'm gonna take Pat Freiermuth.
Okay,
Eat it.
I can respect that. And is that 12? Would that be 12 picks?
I think so. I don't know.
So
I got
there's
Kyle
1 through
Pitts. I got
12.
Trey Lance. I got Devonta Smith. I got 3 players.
Okay,
I
so
got-
let's do one more.
Did I get it
No,
close?
because I have 4. I think I have
Ah,
Wilson.
who did I
I
get?
have the 2 running backs, and I have Freiermuth.
Oh, I got Fields. I got Fields too. Oh
Yeah,
man,
come
must
on,
be a
come on,
mistake.
man. So there's our 12 rounds through our landing
12
spot
picks.
dependent draft. 12 picks through our 1 round of a landing spot dependent draft. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this mock draft overall. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. As you guys know, most of our viewers are not subscribed, so please do subscribe. Helps our channel a lot. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, be kind. Please rewind.